Welcome back to Double A FC. Today we're looking at 5 Manchester United players who need a big season in 23-24. Okay, so before we go anywhere, make sure you're smashing a like on the video, subscribing to the channel and sharing it with your Double A FC loving friends. Is that a thing? I don't know. Just share it with anyone. I don't really mind. Just share it and subscribe to the channel. It's be absolutely great. So today we're going to look at 5 players that I feel need a big season for 23-24 for Manchester United. I think last season was great. You know, we all had fun. We all got on board the old Ten Hag train, destination, one trophy and Champions League. It was absolutely fantastic. But now, you know, the hard work really does begin even more. You know, that consistency is very important for this team and some of these players within it. So I think I've picked 5 players, I think, from this squad that definitely need to be on top of their game and showing that they're very important and can go forward in this Manchester United team under this manager. So 5 players I think can do it. They're not players that I'm putting them on a sword, you know, pushing them over the edge, walking along the plank and stuff like that because I know they're going to fail. I think there are 5 players who definitely can produce these big seasons for Manchester United. It's just whether they can do it consistently and show us that they are the big boys. So at number 5, I've gone for Anthony. Now, this is a player I absolutely love. If you know anything about me, you know I'm massive on Brazil and Brazilian players. So when we bought him last season, I was absolutely made up. He's a player I've liked for a very long time. So I was buzzing that he was coming to Manchester United. Manchester United finally finding a solution to their right wing problem. And it kind of didn't work, did it? I think he came in, scored on his debut against Arsenal and then was a little bit injured, went to the World Cup. Never really got that consistent form that everyone was kind of hoping would be the case when he came in, especially when you look at the price tag. And I'm sick to death of people putting his price tag against him. Like he has anything to do with the price tag. It's not his fault that we have an incompetent board who don't know how to negotiate and pay stupid money for stupid players. Harry Maguire, hello. And I think it's a stick to be beaten with when you're a player because obviously you have no control on how much you're worth or how much a team are willing to pay for you. And, you know, all you can do is try and perform on the pitch. And I think if he comes in for 40, 50 million, the stick isn't as much. You know, when he comes in for 83 million pounds or 100 million euros, whatever you want to say, straight away it's something that can be cast against him when his form isn't on top or he's really performing to the levels that he probably should be. So, really quite up and down season. He had a great goal against Barcelona in the Europa League. And I think, you know, he's shown glimpses of what he can do. Now, this season, he really has to hit the ground running for me. I think it's really important. He's had the pre-season with us. They didn't get last season. And it's vitally important that he shows that how important he can be to this team, other than just being Ten Hag's man. And that's something you don't want as well. You don't want just because the manager's brought you in, you're definitely going to play because he favoritism and he loves you and nepotism and everything like that. So straight away, he has to be showing the willingness to get forward, the willingness to score, the willingness to assist, the willingness to play the game in the way the manager wants and to be that dangerous outlet on the right-hand side. And, you know, the cutting in on the left and shooting all the time needs to stop. He doesn't need to stop all the time. You know, he can still do it on the odd occasion. He just needs to show variation within his game. Go on the right-hand side, go on your right, cut a ball in, show something different. And I think there was a little bit of glimpses on that on the back end of last season. I think he was starting to show some variation in his game. We just need more of it. They need more of that coaching, get them raw materials, really honed in and making him such a dangerous player. But I think Anthony has got everything to be a success at Manchester United. We just need him to do it now. So at number 5, it is Anthony for me, who needs a big season at United. At 4, I've gone for a new signing. Now, you might be thinking double A, that's really unfair of you. But there's some reasons behind that. And at 4, it is Mason Mount. Now, for me, not an exciting signing, not someone I wanted really at the club. I wasn't too fussed. Yes, the manager wants him. Yes, I'm excited for that because he must have a plan for him, like he has done with pretty much every player that he's brought to the club. But he's not someone I've ever really thought was overly exciting or overly amazing. Yes, he looked good in a Chelsea shirt. Yes, he's won the Champions League and he's been okay in an England shirt. But he's never really someone I thought, wow, I want him at Manchester United. But he's here now. And while he's here, he's a player that I will back when he puts on the Manchester United jersey. So for me, he kind of has to win over some of the fans already. I think, not that they're on his back, I just think they're not expecting too much. Or the expectations maybe a little bit too much because of how much he's coming for, and because he's Eric Ten Hag's first signing of the summer and the player that he's chased the most. When we wanted a number 9, Harry Kane was kind of available, but yet we've gone and chased Mason Mount. That's fine, and I think when you come in with that expectation, you can probably deal with that. And I think what's irked me a little bit more is this taking the number 7 shirt. And yes, it's a heralded shirt at Manchester United, been a bit of a poison chalice for the last couple of years, but I just think it wasn't needed. Don't take the shirt, take your number 19 that you used to, that you had at Chelsea, and I think you kind of skate by a little bit. Now you've got this number 7 shirt, the added pressure. It's okay coming out and doing little posts saying, I know how important it is to you fans. I'm really going to take care of it. I want to show you how much I deserve it. That's all well and good, but I don't think you're the type of player to do that. I just think it just adds a little bit too much pressure onto Mason Mount and his shoulders that he doesn't really need in a season where people are kind of probably waiting to get on your back anyway. And I think Chelsea fans, he's already comped, he's missed a couple of sitters, missed a couple of good chances. Twitter and social media can't wait to post these about him already. So there's already the knives are out and the claws are out waiting for Mason Mount. Just don't take the number 7 shirt. I'm yet to be convinced that he looks great in a Manchester United shirt in any game I've seen him in. That could all change in the season, and I'm hoping it changes. It's okay to be critical of some players, and I think without getting the agendas out. But at the end of the day, if I'm wrong about a player and I don't expect too much and he ends up being amazing for Manchester United, how do I lose? Because he plays for my team and I've got a great player that's proving me wrong. I'm happy to be proven wrong when a player is scoring goals or assisting or dropping 9 out of 10s every week. So do it. Prove me wrong. Put egg on my face. That's what I want you to do, because you show that you're a player that can play for Manchester United. So I hope Mason Mount can do it, but he's definitely a player I feel needs to have a big season for 23-24. At number 3, and it's one of 2 players that are in this list based on consistency and them needing to have that consistency for more than one season. And I feel this player definitely needs to do that. It is Luke Shaw. He had a fantastic season last season, really improved himself within this team, looked sharp, looked fit all season long when he's had problems with that in the past, and looks in great shape this pre-season. He's really taken on the mantle, really taken on what the manager is expecting of him as a senior player in this squad, and he looks absolutely fantastic. And like I say, last season was really, really good for him, not only at left back, but also at centre back as well. I was really impressed with the games he played at centre back alongside Varane, especially in the new camp. Was really impressive doing that for the team. And he's 27, getting on to 28. He is now an experienced member. He's almost been here 10 years now. So we're looking at him to be a leader in the dressing room, but it's all about the consistency. It's all about performing in that position, whichever position you're asked to play week in, week out. We know he was threatened by Malacia coming in, and he proved that he was the better player in the back end of the season and took his place back, reclaimed it really well. I'm expecting him now to really kick on from that and form part of that defensive unit that is really strong and really helping his team build in going forward. So I'd like to see a bit more attacking output from him, crosses, assists, and it's not the be all and end all, but it's just something to add to his game to make him even a better left back and a better attacking option and a better piece of the puzzle that's in this Manchester United team. So for me, just because he needs to have 2 seasons back to back where he's fantastic, Luke Shaw is in this list at number 3. At number 2, and it's the second player that I feel is here just for consistency basis, and it is the number 10, the franchise player, Marcus Rashford. Now, I don't think many of us saw him having the season he did last season with the goals and the assists and him really becoming that key attacking threat in this Manchester United team. And listen, I'm a big fan of young players and academy players coming through and being vital cogs to our team. It's in Manchester United's history. It's ingrained in us. That's what we want to see. So Marcus Rashford being the most important player in the Manchester United team is everything that I want for my football club. So let's have another season like that, Marcus. The 30-odd goals, just constantly looking a threat every time he was on the pitch. I want more of that this season. I want you to get up there again, reach them numbers, and show that you can be the number 1 player in this team. A lot of people before last season probably thought it was the end of the road for him in a Manchester United jersey, and a lot of people may have liked to have seen the back of him and thought pastures new. A separation of the ways between him and United was possibly the best scenario for everyone. He's come in listened to the manager, taken everything that he wants. And it's clear Ten Hag loves this guy, loves Marcus Rashford. So the fact he's doing it on a weekly basis now, or when he plays in the team, he looks like he's going to score more often than not, is absolutely brilliant. So I want another season like that, Marcus. Get the 30 goals, reach that pinnacle again, become a really important player for this team, because when you do, we always look like winning, and hopefully you can get more silverware under the belt. So yeah, number 2 for me for this season to have a massive campaign is Marcus Rashford. So that means there's one player left, and at number 1, I feel like this is a player that might be on a top of a lot of people's lists. He's really a player that a lot of us wanted as fans, and he's come in and he's not really hit the heights that anyone would have wanted him to. Yes, it's Jadon Sancho. Now, there is a problem with Jadon Sancho in that, where do you play him in this team? Is he a right winger? Is he a left winger? Is he a false 9 now after his performances there in pre-season? Or is he a number 10? We've seen that as well in the back end of the pre-season and playing there. This is a problem for Ten Hag to fix. And I think what he can take solace in this, Jadon Sancho, is that Ten Hag likes him enough that he's trying to get him into this team. Now, personally for me, I think he could definitely play on the left, and he can play on the right, and I think he may be better suited to a 10. It's the only problem there is you've got Mount now, and you've got Bruno, who obviously plays there, and I think Bruno could drop back as an 8 and allow Sancho to be a 10. For me, what he needs to do when he gets in the team, not other than just nailing down a spot, he needs to perform when he's in there, and making Ten Hag think, I can't drop him. He's undroppable for this team right now, and we've not seen enough performances from Jadon Sancho for us to think that he can do that. And you know, the problems were last season, him going away and sorting himself out and coming back. Hopefully that is all behind him now, and he starts his campaign. He looks fresh, he looks quick, he looks sharp. You know, you look at the goal against Arsenal, and he was really off the blocks, and that blistering bit of pace surprised me a little bit, and I know some fans I spoke to, it surprised them as well. I want to see more of that hunger, that drive, that determination, the willingness to win and be key to this Manchester United team is what we're all wanting you to do, Jadon. Really am excited to see what you can do this season, mate. I want you to be the player that we know you can become, and that we forked out that money for, and you know, you was over in Dortmund looking brilliant. Bring that Jadon Sancho to Manchester United. So I think for me, he is the player that is top of my list for someone who needs to have a massive campaign, because you're in year 3 now. Does it start to look, if you're not performing, do we need to look and move you on and go elsewhere? But I think while you're here, I'm 100% behind you. I want you to succeed and be the player that we know that you can become. So yeah, number 1 for me for this season is definitely Jadon Sancho. So there we go, just a little thought, a little video of me picking 5 players I feel need a big season and a big campaign for Manchester United. What is going to be a massive season anyway. So yeah, just 5 players I feel, you know, I'm going to highlight and talk a little bit about. Let me know in the comments any players I've missed out you think might be ahead of them and may need to have a bigger season than those 5. Or if you agree with me, let me know. As always, smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you on the next one.